Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message from Virgo. Now, know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates, and also know that I like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experience, aside from looking at everything else, like what's going on the surface. All right, now if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you gotta like the video, you have to subscribe to the channel, you have to write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is also how I like to open up my reading. It's what Spirit wants us to look at. Detachment. Detachment. You're gonna write that word in your comment bar. Oh, I feel a lot for this, Virgo. I feel as if you tend to attract people that have detachment issues. You had a parent that was detached. I feel like you have your own trauma where you've detached. And this detachment causes problems within your relationship. You tend to attract people that are not emotionally able to give to you. They tend to escape their problems. They tend to have problems communicating. And a lot of times, for the majority of you Virgos, remember it's a collective reading, that addictions a lot of times play at hand because people that try to detach from themselves, they detach by avoidance, and they avoid by doing things outside of themselves. They have addictive behavior to suppress the emotional trigger. And so it becomes a way of life where it becomes just an automatic response. So I'm feeling that you didn't get the love and the support and the nurturing that you needed growing up. And this is a trauma that continues to play out. You have people that, and not even just relationships. I feel like even friendships, you have people that don't show up for you emotionally in your life when you need them, but you tend to always be the person that shows up for other people. And now I'm feeling as if you're like trying not to be that person anymore that always shows up, because you realize that from doing it so much that that was actually a form of detachment for you, because not being in your body, always helping other people, always doing for other people, always unconsciously trying to get the love and the acceptance from people that are emotionally not capable. But what happens when you do that is you're not in your body, so you're not creating yourself. And when you don't create yourself, you don't really have an identity. And when you don't have an identity, it's very easy for people to utilize your energy. So I feel like because you grew up with a parent that wasn't able to, again, emotionally give to you, that's why you keep getting these type of relationships. So let's take a look and see what is going on within your situation. What should we look at first? Let's look at some shadows. Let's look at some shadows. And then we're going to look at some hidden truths. And then we're going to look and see why you attracted this person and then what they're going to do. Okay, let's see what actually transpired, because we look at the shadows because detachment means that there are shadows. People don't detach when they're feeling good and feeling balanced. They detach from aspects of themselves that they reject, that they don't like. It's a form of, like you said, it's a manifestation from trauma, crushed. I feel as if your person never really, that whoever raised them, they never really let them blossom into who they needed to become. They constantly took their energy, constantly took their energy. So they have a hard time with trusting people enough to form an attachment. And so they don't really do it. They actually feel as if they're broken So what happens is they almost have to like sabotage the relationship, ruin the relationship, crush the relationship in order for them to realize whether they like the person or not. A lot of how they navigate is not through communicating, but through like a person reacting. They like try to like read the person because this person doesn't want to seem vulnerable. They're not comfortable with their feelings or emotions. And the thing is, the rabbit hole, it's like that's what I mean, like the crazy drama, right? Keeping people hooked to them mainly because they never really give them. So what it happens is unconsciously, they trigger abandonment issues. And then what happens is you have a runner and a chaser dynamic, and really not until the chaser stops chasing, does this person even look to the other person to see again, because they only like the drama. And that's the thing. It's like when a person's detached, it's like they don't feel. And they don't feel because, again, when we're in a place of survival and we don't feel safe as a child, we can't fight back. So we get stuck in a place of fight, flight, freeze. We get stuck in freeze. And that's because we can't run, we can't defend ourselves. So we become numb. And so your person doesn't have to listen, like they can't, it's not that they can't feel, but they almost feel as if they feel too much and they become so overstimulated that they don't know what they feel. And that's because they feel inadequate within inside of themselves. So in order for them to feel desirable, they have to create all this drama. So they're not really even conscious. And that's what detachment happens when detachment like happens for long periods of time. Again, we're not even conscious of what we do. And that's what this person, so again, they're broken. And the thing is, because they're broken, they can't really give you what you need. So we have to say, okay, so this person, like I said, is detached and they have to create a lot of drama and actually feel as if they have to ruin the relationship, break the relationship because of how broken they feel that they are. But let's because this is the way that they are. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what their intention is or that that's really how they feel. So we have to look at um, we have to look at the intention because the intention will allow us to see whether this person's even willing to heal. Whether if they try to heal, are they going to put in an effort? Are they even capable of healing? Or is their intention to stay broken? And we know hurt people. So we definitely want to always look and see what the hidden truths are because if a person doesn't want to heal, they're angry. And a lot of times they'll want to sabotage that person as a way, again, to create the drama. It becomes all about the connection and not about what you're doing within your life. That's how it winds up sabotaging your life. You get so wrapped up in the connection and the drama of it, which by the way just feeds this person's ego. So they're not coming from the higher self. You were the best thing in my life. So again, you detached and like from them, like no pun intended. When I say that, I mean that you like left from them and they feel like you're gone. And the thing is, they're realizing that you were a genuine person. And believe it or not, the reason why is I feel like you didn't create fireworks when you left. I want you. Again, there's still so much desire. This person still has so much desire. So I understand passion is what makes us do things, you know? Our soulmates, our twin flames, our past life karmic mates, there's always a lot of passion. And the reason why is because, again, we wouldn't stick around long enough to learn why that person's triggering us. The whole point why that person's come into our life is to awaken aspects within ourselves that need to be healed, and especially if we have detachment issues too. And like goes to like, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So, like I said, passion. And I think that your person's surprised that they still have feelings for you. I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like they are making changes in their life. I feel like they also want to be vulnerable. They don't feel like they know how to be vulnerable. They're actually almost afraid. I feel as if this person was raised by someone that told them, never show your emotions. You're not allowed to have emotions. If you show your emotions, you're weak. And so this person can't really communicate, because when you communicate, you express your feelings. This person, it doesn't feel comfortable. I will wait for a sign from you. Again, rather for you to like bump into them or reach out to them somehow. They don't want to, again, seem vulnerable. And there's a sense that because they were detached, where a person that's detached, they don't give anything. They don't give anything on an emotional level, and they won't show any compassion or vulnerability in a relationship, which makes the relationship really cold. It's when we're in a relationship with someone that's detached, they never show up when they need to show up. So if there's a death, if there's like a sickness, you get sick, if there's a special occasion, it whatever it is, it's that this person never shows up. And I feel like they continue to do that. And so there's a sense that they don't really think that you want them to come towards them, because they know what they did. They didn't know what they were doing when they were doing it. And I also feel like they didn't care when you told them either. They just acted like, I don't care. It took for you to leave in order for them to actually feel, which is a good thing because this person's detached and they tend to not feel anything. So it took them a long time to figure it out. I feel like their ego was in the way also, where they didn't want to really look at what they did. They didn't want to change. They didn't want to be, again, vulnerable. I hid who I really am from you. This person is like soft, I feel like. I don't really feel like they're as hard as nails. I feel like they're hard on the outside and soft on the inside, you know? That's the energy there. If you could stick around long enough and invest the time, you would see that if this person would actually also, like, because it takes more than just you to do it. I feel like you were doing it in the beginning. This person wasn't, and they refused to do it. They stayed in a place of detachment. I want to be more than friends. So their intention really is like that they are remorseful and they do want to be more than friends with you, which is an actual good thing, because like I said, intention is everything. Now let's actually look at what kind of relationship is this, or what are they going to do? Like I said, like sometimes they're not going to do anything right away. It's that they're strategizing and they're trying to figure things out. um, Sometimes the relationship symbolizes something for them that also makes this person come in. So let's see what it is. These feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it. So again, the passion, the depth of the connection is not just a surface relationship. And this person, like I said, is detached. They're not good emotionally, they're not good verbalizing. And so, like you said, it scares them. And I feel like it was because they were told when they were younger to not be vulnerable, to not show their feelings. I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 3D. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. So there is a sense that though they do want to be with you and they don't feel like they're ready to be with you. And the reason why is I feel like this person, they had an overbearing parent, and their overbearing parent smothered them and told them who they could be. And so there's a sense that this person was never able to have their own unfoldment process where they were actually able to feel their emotions fully and then express their feelings freely without some sort of repercussion. And that repercussion is abandonment, it's getting yelled at, it's getting victimized, it's getting shamed. So your person has real inner child wounds due to the way that they were raised. So now in every relationship, their relationships are always toxic because who could be in a relationship with someone that doesn't show emotions, that someone that will not express themselves, that plays a lot of games in order to like read information. Their relationships are never good. And then on top of it, when they're in a relationship with someone and the person's trying to explain to them how they feel, they're not really feeling anything back. The person that's explaining and pouring out their heart to your person really isn't that your person isn't expressing anything, which usually creates a lot of anger. It usually creates a lot of hurt feelings. So the thing is, your person is just used to relationships not working out because they think that there's something wrong with them. So they hide who they are because they feel that it's not good to show feelings, but then they don't really like what they manifest either. So they feel inadequate straight across the board. So their way is not to really give any energy, have people give energy to them, play a lot of different games. And so that's why the depth of this relationship scares them because they have to be real in order to be in a real relationship. They'd have to honor the connection. There's a part of them that I think doesn't know whether they can do it. And because they've never been in a relationship like this before, and it's also requiring them to heal, which is very scary for them. Um, trained behaviorism. Just because this person doesn't live with their parent anymore, the person that made them feel as if they couldn't really be themselves doesn't mean that they haven't been conditioned over many, many years. And it becomes part of the survival. It becomes part of automatic behaviorism, where now this person really has to be present and they have to, deal with any type of anxiety to help them recondition. It's not going to be an overnight thing, is what I'm trying to say. And they know that. That's why they're like, I need to be strong. Otherwise, I'm going to fall for you so hard, like any little thing that you want, I'm going to feel that and I'm going to give in. I'm going to lose myself 100% because this person doesn't show feelings. It doesn't mean then that they're not vulnerable to the people that they let into their life. This person's a sensitive person. They were told not to be sensitive. So, like I said, they don't let people get close for that particular reason. So, what you're seeing from the outside is that this person could actually be like an asshole, be like, you know, hard as nails, not act like they don't care about anything. And when really they're really soft and vulnerable, but they're acting that way because they deliberately didn't want you to get up close to them because, again, I'm going to lose myself and you're not going to like me because no one likes me. But that's their perception. And that's why they created this, fake persona of not having any feelings or emotions. I watch you on social media and on the internet is my way of staying close and finding out more about you. So, like you said, you're in separation from this person, but um, and I feel like that because they stalk that in their mind, they think that they know you. I think that I think that they feel that they know you better than they actually really do. And that um if ever they run into you, they could act like they have a lot of things in common with you. Like, I just feel like your person, I'm not feeling like they have a lot of people around them and that they're dating a bunch of different people. I feel like they tend to not date. They tend to not date. And if they do date, it's someone that they really, 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 really like, and they have to like, and they usually play these games where people tend to give them more. So I feel like in this situation, like this person didn't give you, they were detached on an emotional level. You were like, peace out. And now they have these real strong feelings for you almost all of a sudden. And they're like, I don't really know what to do with these feelings. So this is why they stalk you. This is why they try and find out information. And really, again, they know it's a spiritual connection. They may not know, hey, it's a twin flame or a past life. They may not know the title, but they know that you hold some sort of significance because it says trying to figure out this connection. I've never experienced anything like it before. And it's because of the depth. They don't have control. Usually this person, again, when they're not letting their emotions dictate their moves, they're always coming from their ego. And in this connection, they can't do that. They keep finding themselves back in their feels. And this person normally doesn't have feelings, and the feelings are very overwhelming for them because they're like, I can't shut it off. So, but they know that it's important and they know that they can't walk away. So they're just kind of like stuck, and it's creating a lot of like, I feel like anxiety because this person's normally detached and now they're feeling everything, and then they have feelings about their own feelings, which is even more stimulating. I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fear so I can come back to you. So your person is on their way back to you. But it's again, they're not emotionally intelligent. It's not that they don't care, but it's almost as if everything that they do, they feel like it's too much because they're like, I don't want to seem too vulnerable. I don't want to seem like I'm hard up. I don't want to seem like they care too much about what people are going to think. They care too much about how people perceive them, and in this situation, how you may perceive them, because they don't really know whether or not you're going to take them back. They don't know anything. Their intention is to come back to you. Their intention is to try and talk to you, is really what I'm feeling. It's like there's a lot of passion, there's caring, there's feeling. They don't really know why you're supposed to be in their life. They just feel like you're supposed to be in their life. And it's because they've never had a connection like this before. I feel like I don't deserve your love. I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. And that's really what holds them back. So if everything is insecurity, it has nothing to do with this person cheated, this person was running around. It's none of that. It's that this person like held back from you because of the depth of this connection. It terrified them and it would require them to have to be vulnerable. We have to ask again, why would you attract a person like this into your life? Because again, whether you take this person back or not, you have to want to know why you attracted this type of person, and can you shape shift the situation? And yes, you can, because this person wants to be in your life. They learned a lot because they're looking at it from a spiritual perception that they have no control, that you're making them look deep inside of themselves. You're making them feel stuff that they feel really uncomfortable to do, but they're doing it because of you. And I think I said that, but that's really what, soul relationships do. So we have to say, you attracted this person, bias and secrecy. So the inner child wounds. magic. One more, inner authority. Okay, so I feel as if the inner child wounds were lies. Again, the secrecy, a lot of times when we grow up in families, um, that there's inadequacy. There's inadequacy issues such as addictions. Person, my parent doesn't feel good about themselves. And so they have a hard time making money. So that would be like feeling inadequate. Or there could be a codependent relationship. In the codependent relationship, there's always fighting and there's always uh like a lot of like crazy drama going on in the house and dysfunction in the house. But you weren't allowed to speak about it. It was something that was, keep it a secret. So and the lies that everything's okay. So I feel like this person playing games and lying and again running around and not really being clear in what they wanted. So again, there was a little manipulation for them to get what they wanted from you without being vulnerable, right? When a person's not being vulnerable and not coming from their emotions, they're strategized. And when a person is strategizing, they don't have their heart open. They're only looking out for what they want. So, like I said, this person normally navigates this way. I feel like they couldn't do that. They have such deep feelings for you that they felt like they don't have control. That's why they stayed away from you. So for you, because this person wasn't showing any feelings, like I said, they were coming across almost like an asshole, like someone that was like just being like nasty to you because just to be an asshole, like no reason, where really that's not why. It's because it triggered them. The depth of their feelings for you scares them. It makes them have to feel. And they've been told their whole life not to feel, not to be vulnerable. And so, again, the lies is also coming across as not this person's true self. They're not coming from who their true self. Their true self is actually soft, is empathetic. This person's coming across as if they're like stone. No one's a stone. And so, really, I think that pushed you into finding your magic because in childhood, if your parents, like you said, had all the secrecy going on, you don't feel good as a kid. You're always being told, well, don't say anything, and you have to honor your family, and there's perceptions that you should honor your family, and you have to like protect the lie, protect the secrets when you grow up in dysfunction. So what happens is in order to escape that, because it doesn't feel good, because you can actually feel that there's something wrong if you have to hide who you are. That means you're not inviting friends over because you don't want them to see. There's other things that you have to navigate. You have to navigate your whole life when there's lies and secrets when you grow up in that type of environment, and there's only certain people that are going to know and other people that don't, and then you have to watch your lies. And so it's very tiresome is what I'm getting at. And so you're also then tend to not create yourself. You tend to go up in your head as a way of escaping, and then you also become your own inner authority. You become your own authority person, right? And you become your as the authority in your life, but from your own self. And when you're a child, that's not the real best way, because then you're not structured. You're not going to be grounded because you're not really going to feel safe. So what I'm feeling is it triggered all these things from the fact that you grew up in this imbalanced environment. Now, did you find your magic when you were a child? Well, when we escape, we tend to go into the imagination realm. We tend to go into daydream mode. Trauma will do that, especially when we detach And when we detach, we disassociate. It means that we know what happened, but we don't know what the emotion is that we've had. So what happens is we go into the imagination as a way to, escape. And so, but in that realm of the imagination is really where you can find your magic. Because if you can imagine it, you can create it. And the imagination and the creative child tends to be somebody, again, that um, is someone very imaginative. And really, that's where the creative visions do come from. And when we ground them, like again, and listen to the inner authority, the inner authority is usually that God part of self. That's the divine part of self. That's the true self. It's the child part of self, yes, because it lives from passion. And that's good when we're creating and manifesting, but it's not good if we are the authority of our life when we're children. Because what, as you can see here, look, you see that this child is kind of rebellious looking, right? Kind of tough as a way to like protect. So um so where it's good to then take that element of the inner authority and listen to your intuition. But like I said, I do believe that that was a trauma when you were a child, because like I said, it's good to listen to yourself, but it's not good for children to decide like things that they really shouldn't be deciding in, that they need to have parents to create some sort of structure in their lives. And I'm talking about when they're at least in grammar school, when they're young. We all do. Otherwise, we're not grounded and we are trying to figure things out. But like I said, if there's lies and secrets, then obviously we are not doing that. So Spirit's saying now what happens is that you take those gifts and you integrate them. And so I feel like you did. You didn't give energy to this person. You put energy into yourself. You listened to yourself and you found your magic. So we ask Spirit for those of you that want to get back together with this person because they, do want to be in your life. And if you want to be in their life, where it's again, if it's a real soul relationship where there is so much passion, and I think that there is, because this person's changing, and usually they wouldn't just feel all this for it to be one-sided. It made enough of an impact on them. Now, again, collectively, some of you will, some of you won't, but for those of you that will want to be at peace, I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenges. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. So I feel like the energy that you would have to incorporate. So I'm feeling like this person's like a past life karmic mate, someone that could trigger you a lot. Someone that, and it's again, they're not coming from the same vibration. They're coming from a lower vibration. They're not emotionally intelligent. It doesn't mean that they don't have gifts. They have gifts, but in this particular story, it's that their wounds are that they're not emotionally intelligent. You may have wounds where financially you have a hard time making money. That's the opposite side of the brain. So this person might have all spiritual blocks when it comes to their feminine energies, such as being able to communicate, being soft, listening to their intuition. Or you may have blocks in your left part of your brain, the analytical part of your brain. Needless to say, usually when we're attracting our soulmate twin flame, it's a difficult relationship. And our soulmate twin flame, that is a past life karmic mate, when they evolve, they can evolve into your twin flame. And I feel like this person is evolving into your twin flame. They're stepping into their emperor or empress energy. And this is again where they want to have an equal give and take relationship. They realized what transpired. They realize who you are. They're realizing that the relationship's important. So again, just because we want it doesn't make it easy. Because again, this relationship's going to trigger you, and triggering you is the opposite of peace. So what spirit says is, again, always when you get triggered, it's because there's fear there. And that fear is you feel inadequate, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel again of this lower energy. So the challenge is actually looking at what needs to be healed with gentleness, with calmness, so that you can actually let your intuition guide you. You can let your higher self guide you to what and how you need your healing, and how what needs to be healed. And you can only do that when you are, like I said, calm. You can't see a different perception of your situation when you're in that type of relationship, the soulmate twin flame relationship, when you're full of passion and craziness. There's too much fire there. So you need to ground. You need to, again, be at peace with yourself and look at your trigger from the higher self in order to, like I said, see a different perception, see why you're attracting this. To look at the situation from the spiritual perception allows you to see how you need to heal, and how inevitably by you healing, it's going to change the entire dynamic of your situation to get what you want. Remember, soulmate, twin flame, like that it's karmic. And so it depends on what you do. This would be a reality of approaching this type of relationship with calmness and peace. If you want a good outcome, that is. Positive action. I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God. And that's really what a soulmate twin flame relationship is. It's about surrendering. The trigger is, and we want to fight. We want to, again, yeah, we want to prove our point. It gets us right in our ego of what we perceive and not really the reality, because there's many different realities that play out, and all of them can be accurate depending on where you're standing. And what spirit says is, it's you do the best that you can. It's like you take positive action and you focus on not just the good that's within you, but the good within your situation, and only coming from the now. So if things have transpired in the past that you don't like, don't ruminate on them and don't bring them into the present. You have to be in the now. Only in the now do you get divine guidance from the higher self. And that's how you know the relationship can really go with the flow. And that allows you to surrender. And when you surrender, you are putting it in God's hands. God is the universe. You're putting it in the universe's hands. And this is a divine relationship. So when you surrender, you're able to, again, look at the situation from the higher mind, which allows you to see why certain things are happening. And even if you have a trigger, you're able to look at it through the lenses of compassion, forgiveness, self-love, those higher aspects, in order for you to transmute them. The passion that you have for this person, that fire element allows you to, again, really integrate that spiritual lesson, because they're going to trigger it out of you. And then through the love, unconditional love and understanding you both have for each other, even if you walk away 1,000 times, you're going to wind up again having to actually get through it, because this relationship, this person couldn't walk away. They wanted to walk away. They tried to walk away. They don't have control over themselves. They don't have control over their feelings. And so even though they're in, they're finding that, well, I'm only going to have to come back again and deal with it. So it makes us take that positive action where we surrender our ego, and because it brings us to a place of, again, unconditional love. And so the two, so as long as you stay in a place of not getting triggered, you'll be okay. Because this person does have the intention to come in here and do the right thing. Now, does it mean it's going to be easy for them? No, they have to retrain their behavior. But will they? Yeah, they will if you're patient with them and if you can be in a place of peace. I'm going to leave it there. I'll talk to you all soon. And don't forget to write the word of your video in the comment bar. And the word of the video was, I don't even remember what the word of the video was. Let's see if I can find it really fast for you. Possibly not. I don't even know where it went. I don't even know where that deck went. Oh, did it go? Oh, how did I forget? It's detachment. So you can write the word detachment in the comment bar. All right. I'll talk to you guys all soon. It's been a really long day. I'll talk to you. Bye.